wish him a happy birthday. Happy birthday, Mitch. Well, I did, Mitch. As you know, Mr. Speaker, it's been a heck of a week around here, so I'd like to ask the usual Thursday question of the new NDP-Liberal government House Leader, what the business of the House will be over the next week.
The Honourable Government House Leader.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, and let me say to the opposition House Leader, a very happy birthday to Mitch. I hope he has the time to celebrate with his family over the weekend. Mr. Speaker, tomorrow we'll call Bill C-8, the Economic and Fiscal Update, for the third day of debate report stage, and we'll continue on Monday if that is necessary. Tuesday, we'll resume debate at second reading of Bill C-11 online streaming. Wednesday, we will continue with debate on C-5, which is mandatory minimum legislation. That will be at second reading. I would also inform the House, Mr. Speaker, that Thursday, March 31st will be an allotted day, and that for next Friday, a week tomorrow, it's our intention to begin consideration of second reading of Bill C-13, the official languages bill. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
And we have another point of order from the Honourable Opposition House Leader.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'm rising to add to my point of order on Tuesday afternoon and further to the intervention of the member from La Prairie yesterday concerning the coalition agreement between the Liberal and New Democratic parties. Firstly, a timely ruling is essential, Mr. Speaker, and today is the last day of the supply period, which means that a new one starts tomorrow. That means we need to know how the 8 opposition days this spring will be distributed. And of course, we have a question period every day where ministers now receive 8 lob questions from 2 government parties instead of the typical 3 lob questions daily. Then there's the matter of the Liberals' coalition partner being stationed in the opposition lobby behind me, right in between the Conservative and Bloc sections. This all needs to be addressed, and I say that respectfully, Mr. Speaker. The Speaker is recovering from surgery, and I did hear from him today. It sounds like he's doing well, and we're all thankful for that.
Hear, hear.
And I know the House is unanimous in wishing him a complete and speedy recovery, but we cannot wait for his return for a ruling, nor would we wish to stress or tax him with these matters. Subsection 43(1) of the Parliament of Canada Act vests you with full and adequate authority to address this matter. Quote, whenever the House of Commons is informed of the unavoidable absence of the Speaker, thereof by the clerk at the table, the chairman of committees, if present, shall take the chair and perform the duties and exercise the authority of the Speaker in relation to all proceedings of the House as Deputy Speaker, end quote. Secondly, there is the matter of full disclosure of this agreement. My counterpart from the Bloc Québécois put it bluntly yesterday, quote, the news releases bore the same titles and were identical, end quotes. Was it pure fluke and coincidence that both parties each managed to issue identical-looking press releases at the same time of day? You and I both know the answer to that, Mr. Speaker. It's obvious that there were a lot of emails, text messages, and the like flying around about this agreement to coordinate that much. And it wouldn't shock me to hear that there may be even some emails or memos which demonstrate how both sides interpret and understand the terms of their backroom deal. Would you be able to indicate whether it would be helpful for you in approaching your ruling, Mr. Speaker, to know whether there are any signed versions of this agreement or additional side deals? I expect that you would, and I expect that to be so, Mr. Speaker. This was a government which claimed to believe in the principles of open by default if ever there was a time to show that they mean it, Mr. Speaker. It's when they have entered into an unprecedented power grab arrangement to govern Canada. Transparency and openness used to be a watchword for the NDP. I hope that it still is. Therefore, in the interests of transparency and openness, I'm calling upon the government to make full disclosure to this House and to all Canadians by tabling all relevant documents concerning the negotiation of this unprecedented agreement. And in the meantime, Mr. Speaker, and in closing, I would ask for unanimous consent to the table in both official languages, copies of the press releases issued Tuesday morning by the Prime Minister's office and the New Democratic Party, so that you formally have before you the versions which those parties have chosen to let Canadians see. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Hear, hear.
There's a motion on the floor, so all those opposed to the honourable member tabling those documents, moving the motion will please say nay. So we don't have